I got a new guitar. Well, it's new to me, but this thing may be 60 years old. I haven't fully dated it yet, but it's a Vecchio Dinamico. And if you're familiar with Vecchios, they're made in Brazil, so they're out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. They've been making these instruments from like the early 1900s, late 1800s, so they've been around. Most of the Dinamico models are they didn't get their notoriety in the U.S. until famous country music artist Chet Atkins started playing them. But I started looking on the internet because mine had issues, like a lot of Vecchios do. A lot of the original Vecchios had a little bit, either the frets were not quite set up where they needed to be, or the intonation's a little off. This one sounds pretty good, but it does have the buzzing on like the 5th and 6th, so our bass side strings, and a little bit higher up on the fretboard. We're going to try to solve one of those issues today, the buzzing. So let me turn the camera to the guitar. This is kind of just a quick overview. And I was looking on the internet for how to open these things up, and I couldn't find much detail or any video, so I wanted to make this one for everybody. But you can see my my biscuit here. That's this little round thing, and of course my saddle. And the problem I was having is on this particular guitar, it's not playing nice with me. The saddle was out of location, so it was pushed off the side of the biscuit. Then I noticed that this biscuit was pushed in. So now I'm thinking, oh, I've got a problem. I've got to look at the cone. So I loosen the strings, you take the biscuit off, and now I'm looking at this full piece here, and I'm pulling on it a little bit. Don't want to break it because these are pretty fragile guitars. Some of them are solid, but most of them are this laminate Brazilian rosewood. So I did a little bit of research, and the only thing I could find was on this ring. So there's this ring that goes all the way around, and it's coated, and you see this extension actually pushes on the insulation on the other side. I took a knife and I put it on the inside of this wooden piece here. So maybe you have a better tool than I do, but I just put this sharp knife in there, and I put it right on the inside of the black wire where I saw the ends meet. So I was actually right here. I didn't know the wire went into the other side. So I put it in there, and I barely just pried it up without touching the wood, and then it popped off. And then I worked my way around and finally got the whole wire off. The next step is I just took this top piece and carefully lifted up, and then it exposed the cone. And let's go ahead and move this completely out of the way. Probably don't make these spares. So now we expose the cone, and I haven't removed this yet, but I did find out this little insulation piece here. So if I take my knife and I just put the insulation piece out of the way, it exposes the corner of the cone. And I think if we pull up on this, it should bring up the cone. The cone is very fragile. I might need to backtrack just a little bit. The reason I want to remove the cone is I did inspect it, and this side's low, and just as I thought, you can see the curvature here. So the cone is pushed in right here, and I can feel it start on the inside of my finger here. So it starts here, it pushes in, and right here it pushes in. These things are very thin, lightweight, spun aluminum, and you can see the years of dust. I may need to leave the dust for tonal quality. Hope you got my joke there. But we'll clean it up, get it polished, get this cone out, try to bend it in position, and of course reassemble in reverse order. So I hope you liked the video. If you have a Vecchio, it's a quick tutorial, just high level of how to remove this top piece so you can expose the cone. And whenever you take this piece out, just be very careful. But I'm just going to push up on this insulation and pull the cone out very gently, and then rework this cone and get it back together. Alright, y'all have a good one.